Hi guys and girls, welcome back to my vlog. With me, Jenny. So today's topic of conversation that I wanted to speak with you guys about is selective mutism. And I want to kind of discuss how that kind of affects and has affected throughout my life me in certain situations. So selective mutism is known to be associated with anxiety. There is kind of some overlap with selective mutism and autism, but they aren't, it's not the same thing. Obviously with any comorbid there is, lots of overlap. There's similar symptoms, like similar to ADHD, OCD and loads of other comorbids that go alongside autism. So selective mutism could be one of those that could overlap and quite easily be a comorbid with autism. With things, symptoms such as the lack of eye contact, the clinginess, being withdrawn, seeming nervous, uneasy or socially awkward. So they kind of overlap with autism and some of the symptoms of autism. So could be a comorbid. I'm interested to see what you think about that actually, because there are different kind of opinions of whether it's a comorbid, whether it goes alongside autism, whether it has any link at all to autism. So it'd be nice to get your guys' opinions on that. So selective mutism isn't about refusing to speak. It's that you physically can't speak in certain situations. So it's kind of like a freeze response. Certainly in situations that I've been in, mainly social situations, like parties. I think the one that springs to mind is parties that it happens the most at. And where there's lots of people and I'm overwhelmed, I'm overloaded. Maybe it's people that I've not seen before or not seen for a long time, family members maybe that I've not seen for ages, and I get where I just physically can't speak. It's not that I don't want to, but in that situation and with those people I just can't. But it doesn't mean that I don't have anything to say or don't have a lot to say. I have loads to say. I just physically can't get those words out. I think it's mainly, to do with how much energy as well socialising takes. So talking, especially in a group of people, takes so much energy. And I think with the overload and the energy levels, and I think that's sometimes why I physically can't speak. It's almost, I go non-verbal, and I just can't. It's when my energy levels are so low or dwindling that I just can't do social situations. But I acknowledge, if somebody says hello to me, I'll acknowledge that person or people that say it, and I'll nod to them and smile at them, but I won't physically verbalise anything. But there are times when I've been, non-verbal but non-verbal in a situation, but then have spoken a few words, and I think that's to do with how comfortable you feel around certain people. So if you're in a group of people, a small group, and you feel comfortable around those people, I think it's being comfortable around those people to speak in front of them. Whereas if it's a massive group of people, I get really uncomfortable and really anxious to the point where, especially if they're new people, then there is no way that I'm saying a word. So I think it's definitely linked to anxiety for me. What else have I got? I've written a few things down so that I could speak about this. So it's kind of like a shutdown for me, like sensory overload, like I've already said, like not being able to cope in certain situations. So therefore the verbalising becomes a lot more difficult. I think I have had days where I've gone into the workplace, for example, and I thought, you know what, I can't do this. I can't speak today. And I don't know whether my choosing to be non-verbal is very similar to selective mutism or is selective mutism. I don't. Where is that boundary? Where does that cross over? When you choose to be non-verbal because of your energy levels or because you just can't. You know, some days I can't even formulate a sentence, let alone speak clearly. So choosing to be non-verbal, choosing to not speak and to only speak to certain people, helps me to restore that kind of energy and I guess that control over, you know, over those sort of social situations. I want to know what you guys think. This has been a really short video, but if you guys have, as always, a comment, or if you are a selective mute, I would love to hear from you. Not physically, not verbally, but in the comments section. If you want to drop me a comment, you know what to do. Drop me a comment. Find me on Facebook as Just Jenny. I really would love to have a discussion about this topic because it's a topic of interest, and it's certainly a topic that relates in some ways to autism and definitely in my life. So I can't wait to hear from you guys and see how selective mutism, if it does, affect you, or how it's present in your life. I'm interested to hear from all of you. But for now, I'll see you very soon. Bye.